Hey, what's up, guys? Pchild here, coming at you with a 2.6.5 PTR ridiculous build that can destroy Torment 16 with 0 paragon points. You heard that right. Absolutely 0 paragon points, destroying Torment 16. I know you might not believe it, so I'm going to show a video that proves it. And you guys can see this build and learn the items that you need to pull this off once the patch goes live, provided that they don't nerf anything. Although I don't see how they could really nerf anything without actually addressing LoN's power in general. As always, if you guys find the content useful, please hit the subscribe button and come back and check out future videos. Let's get in there and check it out. All right, guys, I am going to throw a run of the build up here on the top of the screen, and you guys can kind of check that out while I go over the skill and the gear really quick, and then I will just maximize that run so you guys can check it out. I'm going to keep this pretty plain and simple. 0 paragon on this run, not even movement speed. Now, let's check this out. The first thing I'm going to go over are the skills. So we're using Blood Rush with Molting, and the reason that we use this is, one, it gives us speed to get through the rift, but two, it leaves a corpse whenever you teleport, which is going to be awesome because you can devour it to get a little bit of essence back. Secondly, we're using Skeletal Mage with Singularity. This is where all your damage comes from. If you don't know how Singularity Mages work, basically it consumes your entire essence pool whenever you cast Skeletal Mage, and those mages do extra damage the more essence that you use to cast them. Devour with Cannibalize, you're just going to spam this button. It's going to consume all the corpses, and you are going to get essence back for them. Land of the Dead, does a couple different things. One, it minimizes any intake damage that you would take because the enemies are frozen, but that's not really the big thing. You're pretty much immune to damage with this build because of Gold Wrap. But what it does is all of your skills can be used on cooldown. So it lets you spam Devour, which gives you infinite essence, which then allows you to cast infinite mages, and your damage is just ridiculous while this is up. The next thing is Bone Armor. Bone Armor, really the biggest reason you have it is for some of the weapons. It synergizes with your Scythe of the Cycle, which is going to give you an additional 400% damage. So you really need this up at all times. It's really, you can spam it. Most of the time there's going to be something close to you to hit to keep your Bone Armor up. So not really a big deal. And then Simulacrum with Reservoir. Again, when this big cooldown is up, you can use this and it's going to double your essence pool, which is going to make your skeletal mages hit even harder. So this and Land of the Dead are your big cooldowns. They're going to have very high uptime in this build, not 100% uptime, but very high uptime. And it just allows you to run through the rift and mow things over. For the passive skills, you have Extended Servitude. Your mages are going to last 25% longer. Dark Reaping, while using a Scythe, gain 2% essence and life per kill. The life per kill doesn't help you, but the essence does, and this is going to synergize again with some of the equipment we have on, which I'm going to go over in a second. Fueled by Death, consuming a corpse increases your movement speed. This is great to get through the rift super fast. It stacks 10 times. So this is 30% movement speed that you can get and you're going to have for most of the rift. And then Overwhelming Essence increases your maximum essence by 40. Again, this makes your mages hit even harder. Next, we're going to look at the equipment I have equipped. This is a LoN build, and again, 2.6.5 is seasonal LoN. So what LoN is Legacies of Nightmares. It is a ring set that you put on, and as long as the ring set is active, you gain 750% additional damage for every ancient item you have equipped, and 4% toughness. So you can see every single piece I have on is going to be ancient, and I'm going to go over those real quick. I'm using a Leoric's Crown, and that is going to give me reduced cooldown by 99% because the socketed gem I have is a diamond, which is a cooldown reduction gem. The reason you want to go diamond is because it's going to give you back all of your abilities a little bit faster. You have the Razith's Violation, and Skeletal Mage gains the effect of Gift of Death Rune. And what this says is that whenever your Singularity Mages die, they're going to leave a corpse on the ground, which you can then devour to get more essence to cast more mages. This makes it so much smoother having this piece. The shoulders and the chest piece are required for this build to work properly. Not so much the shoulders, but definitely the chest piece. And the way that the chest piece works is the Requiem Sarah Plate. Devour restores an additional 100% essence and life, which is huge in itself. But in addition, whenever Devour stores essence or life above your maximum, the excess is granted over 3 seconds. This allows your essence pool to just continuously refill after you cast those mages, and it is ridiculous. And then Tasker and Theo for the increased attack speed from your pets. Nemesis Bracers for those juicy shrines. Witching Hour is just raw damage. For your rings, I use Avarice Band with a Boon of the Hoarder, and this is going to give you insane amounts of gold. It also gives you movement speed, because the secondary level 25 ability on Boon of the Hoarder is you get 30% movement speed for 2 seconds after you pick up gold. You're constantly going to be picking up gold. The other ring is Crisbin's Sentence, and you deal 99% or 100% increased damage against slowed enemies. Triple this bonus against enemies that are affected by any other type of crowd control. A la the Land of the Dead freezes them. They get 300% damage intake from the Crisbin Sentence ring. The extra ring in your cube slot is a Circle of Najul's Evol, and this is going to let your mages last an additional 4 seconds. Also, we have Gold Wrap and Ingiome in the cube. So you're going to run Ingiome for the extra cooldown. You're going to run Gold Wrap because that is going to give you the toughness that you need from the gold you pick up with Boon of the Hoarder and Avarice Band, making you completely invincible. And then your Circle of Najul, so those mages last additional 4 seconds. And you get to cast an additional mage each cast as well. Then for the legs, we have Hexing Pants, because as long as you're moving, you're going to deal 25% additional damage. You're constantly moving in this build. You should never be standing still. And then Scythe of the Cycle. This works with your Bone Shield. As long as you have, Bone Armor. As long as you have your Bone Armor cast, you do an additional 400% damage. So you should have 100% uptime on Scythe of the Cycle. You're going to have the Stewart's Greaves for movement speed. You gain 90% up to 100% if you get a good roll. Movement speed for 10 seconds after you Blood Rush. So Blood Rush is your teleport ability. On my skill bar, it's on left click. And then you have Lost Time. This is really just a stat stick, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Your Cold Steels reduce the movement speed of enemies by 30%, and movement speed is increased by 8% for 5 seconds, maximum of 5 stacks. This really isn't going to proc very often, so it's just really a stat stick. But all of these pieces are ancient, which is going to give us a crazy amount of damage because of the community buff, which you can see this is probably going to read the exact same in the season once it launches. While you have no set item bonuses equipped, every ancient item you equip increases your damage dealt by 750% and reduces damage taken by 4%. All right, guys, so I'm going to let you watch the run that I do real quick with 0 paragon points, and you guys can check this out for yourself. It's a super easy build to play. I'll give a little bit of commentary during the build as to like how I get it going and how I get it started, and then I'll just let you guys watch it out. So thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you find the content useful or like it in any way, and also come check me out on Twitter at the Pchild. I will catch you guys for the next video. Peace. All right, you guys can see I have no paragon points spent whatsoever. It's zeros everywhere. Torment 16 in the top right hand corner. And let's go destroy this rift. Now, one of the things that you do with the Singularity Mage is pop all your cooldowns as soon as you get in the rift. The very start of the rift is the most vulnerable time. Once you kill a couple of enemies and you get a couple sets of mages, like 10 of your mages out, then you're going to start rolling through stuff. And the gold makes you invincible, so you don't have to worry about incoming damage. As long as you're killing an enemy every, I don't know, 5 seconds-ish or so, then you should have that gold find and that gold wrap just stacked up forever. But you can see I am just plowing through this Torment 16 rift. And yeah, I do have a lot of very nicely itemized ancient pieces. You know, this is my non-season, so all of my seasonal characters have rolled over, and I got to take a lot of nice ancient pieces into this. But this is a Torment 16 with absolutely 0 paragon. If you put 800 paragon or 1,000 paragon into this, it becomes ridiculous to the point where you're one-shotting every single thing on the screen, including the Rift Guardian. And even at 0 paragon, you can see that I am shredding the level. So as you continue to do this, this isn't a great rift. This isn't an amazing rift. You can just see that this is a very practical build. As soon as you can gather the pieces, you're instantly into Torment 16, which is crazy. It's super crazy. So anyways, I hope you enjoy this. Any of the gameplay tips or mechanics questions that you have, you know, if this doesn't get touched for season 17, then I will probably make a more detailed, better guide on how to play this. This is just getting thrown out there for you guys to check out, to say, oh, this is something you can target instantly as soon as season 17 goes live. And you'll notice I'm not picking up a lot of the legendaries here. It's because the legendary drop rate has been increased so much for the PTR that they drop like candy. It really slows your progression down. But anyway, this isn't a great rift level. You can see I'm destroying it. Enjoy, have fun, watch the video, and I will catch you guys next time for some more PTR juicy juiceness.